from these quarterback battles today, Mitch Trubisky definitely has the most fame right now. He definitely had the best performance of any quarterback before him this preseason, and he looked very good out there. Now, when I look at Trubisky, obviously I used to be on the Trubisky train in February, but then somewhere around March I kind of jumped to Deshaun Watson, partially because I thought Myles Garrett deserved to be the first overall pick of the draft. Also, I looked at Deshaun Watson. I also thought he was a better quarterback. I thought for a quarterback where you're versing your talented quarterback through athleticism versus your mechanical quarterback, I thought Trubisky for a mechanical quarterback wasn't like that amazing. But at the same time, though, even though he wasn't that amazing, I still thought that, he could just be a good quarterback. I just didn't think he deserved to go first overall. And when it came to Watson, I saw a more athletically gifted quarterback. Now, when I saw that, I just thought, well, Deshaun Watson, for a guy who has who's polished, you could say, who has the good mechanics, I thought still looked pretty polished, and I thought he did well. And he's also another performer who did pretty well. I made another video on that. Click in the link in the description after you're done watching this video, though. So when it comes to Trubisky, obviously, I thought he was very accurate. Really, when I look at him, it's clear that Mike Glennon's going to be good, or better than Mike Glennon, because Mike Glennon was really bad out there. I just thought when it came to his accuracy, his pocket presence, I thought it was really good. And there's this was a little thing I noticed. One time they were doing a little bit of read option, and they did it with, I believe, with the running back there, with I think it was Kadeem Carey. The running back got a nice 12-yard gain up the middle for another first down. And I saw Mitch Trubisky actually do this nice fake, because you know how quarterbacks roll out, kind of pretend what they do it, but they sometimes do it haphazardly. But one time when the linebackers was rushing ahead, one of the outside guys, and moved the tackle, so Mitch Trubisky did this little bounce out motion, so he was kind of selling a little bit. They didn't completely bite on it, but those are little things right there for a polished guy. He was doing pretty good. And the quarterback coaching under there in Chicago, I thought was good over there, because he definitely looks more accurate as you look right now. But one thing for sure, though, about Trubisky, my one really criticism about him is he did a lot of bootleg. I just look at that, and what I saw, he did bootleg very, very well. And obviously, don't fix what's not broken, I guess. But I feel like quarterbacks that usually have simplistic offenses usually get figured out the quickest, usually. And not just simplistic comps that, well, mostly just running that bootleg was really what he mostly did. And I wasn't a huge fan of it. But what I saw from him running the bootleg was very good. I just don't want him to become a one-dimensional quarterback, or just kind of runs only a couple schemes here and there, because I've been very critical of a guy like Russell Wilson. But, comparing him to Russell Wilson right there, even though my true comparison for him for Tannehill isn't a bad one. You're looking at a top 10 quarterback comparison. So what I saw was good. But obviously preseason is preseason. And Mike Glennon, for a quarterback, he had absolutely no accuracy. He looked very unathletic and looked very slow. They say he has a very good high football IQ. Well, let's just say he was definitely a nerd, because I saw that with his athletic ability right there. So when I look at that, obviously it's clear. Mitch Trubisky right there. Was Mark Sanchez there? Yeah, I just didn't really pay attention for him. He was out there for the least, but he looked okay. He looked like Mark Sanchez. Nothing too special right there. Then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I watch Bortles and Henne. Now, when I look at Bortles, you have a big arm Bortles. You need to throw the football downfield. I saw a little bit too much dink and dunk from Bortles. That's one thing for sure. And I looked at Henne. Henne was good was probably the most accurate. I just thought that he just needed more mustard on the ball. He needed more throw power there, and that's something that he just really didn't do. But other than that, though, I feel like Henne is definitely the better quarterback right now between Bortles and him. But the one thing for sure is Bortles was the highest drafted quarterback in his draft class, and he was very high up there. They think Blake Bortles could be like a Ben Roethlisberger, which is possible, but he's going to need coaching right there. And then I also did Allen, because just for the heck of it, I might as well do Brandon Allen. The guy, he had some nice passes. He had some better passes than Blake Bortles, and actually threw the football down the field. But obviously, I don't really think he's in the conversation right now, simply because he just ran the football a lot. By that point, they were just milking the clock. Well, not really milking the clock, just kind of running the football and all that. Now, when it comes to the Denver Broncos quarterback battle, I definitely thought Simeon was interesting. I thought he was pretty accurate. His pocket passing got better as the game gone on. Struggles to make plays on a run. I don't really see the athleticism there, and I just feel it is sometimes some of his throws can be a little bit predictable. And I looked at him, I thought he did pretty well right there. Out of the quarterbacks, he wins this battle. I think Simeon is probably the best quarterback in the Denver Broncos the system right now. But overall, this is one big concern from Trevor Siemian was he lobs in tight windows. That's a big concern. And obviously, you make a wide receiver jump up and get the ball. Fine, sure, I get it. It's not terrible. I understand why he would do that because he doesn't put mustard on it, but come on, you gotta put mustard sometimes on the ball. And I just look at that, and I think you really, really need to do it. That's why there's a real legit competition with him and Paxton Lynch. Not only because Paxton Lynch was their first round pick in 2016, but ideally, you look at that, Paxton Lynch could do that. Now, when I saw Lynch out there, he definitely looked very athletic. He was pretty patient. But at the same time, though, there was some bad accuracy right there, bad outside throwing and all that. And I feel like when he threw across his body was when he was worse, or threw it to the left side mostly, he doesn't do as well, and I think you need to kind of be balanced. And I just look at that, he just overthrows deep ball. But I did see some nice elusiveness right there. I definitely see a potential playmaker right there. And as a talent-wise, I see a lot of talent with him. But when it comes to like understanding NFL offense, we're not exactly sure yet. And then they had this one guy named Slater. He was the only one that threw a touchdown pass out of the quarterback, but it was a wide open touchdown match to the Chicago Bears through the secondary, which basically imploded in the final quarter of the game. But that's not really that much big deal because it's preseason. But even Slater, who isn't that good, he was the one quarterback that probably should have been picked off. And Slater just he could even fit in a tight window. Simeon, that's a problem. That's my issue with Simeon. Needs more mustard. Needs more strength. Okay, he needs to do more biceps curls. He needs to do more working out. Eat more chicken. I don't care what, but he needs to throw it more into the tighter windows. And so that was kind of my thing right there, my big thing. And Slater, you know what I mean? I don't think he's very good. He had terrible recognition. He took an awful sack when the middle linebacker rushed up the middle. And I remember when that sack happened, I was thinking to myself, you really couldn't tell where the linebacker was? That's an issue, but he is a third-string quarterback, so who really cares? Next, you got with the Cleveland Browns was another quarterback battle I talked about. Now, you have Brock Osweiler versus DeShone Kizer. Those are the two guys you focus on. Both of them kind of have lanky builds. They're kind of lanky for quarterbacks. Lanky quarterbacks are a little bit awkward to kind of look at. I find them, they're not really that big important. That's why they usually never go into the first round. If you're too lanky, even if you're good, you'll probably get drafted a little bit lower. But ideally, when I saw that, Osweiler had one really nice touchdown pass in the end zone, and what it was like 20 yards away. And obviously, a lot of people were like, "Oh wow, he did a pretty good job." But his completion percentage was 6 for 14. Okay, so first things first, in the NFL, you have to be around 60%. In some offenses, like the West Coast offense, I feel like if you're in that kind of offense, you need to get 70%. For Osweiler, who runs a more vertical power, more aggressive kind of play, I feel as if he should have at least in the low 60s, be 9 for 14. That's the kind of thing, that's the kind of stat line you should have. Not 6 for 14 when you're under 50%. I think, to be honest, just telling you about how you should be at least 60% should be enough. But in reality, I should just say, well, he was below 50%, which is not good. But he obviously had a nice throw there, so he has the potential there, and Hugh Jackson's a quarterback coach. Then you got DeShone Kizer. DeShone Kizer kind of reminded me a little bit of Robert Griffin III. And Robert Griffin III was a obviously talented quarterback, but not really the quarterback that was very successful. But ideally, he didn't have a bad game. He might have faced some worse players right there, but he had a better completion percentage, which was better. He also had a nice touchdown pass, so I think DeShone Kizer is winning that one. I think the idea that Mike Glennon and Brock Osweiler would win that battles. Well, right now they didn't win this battle tonight, but you know what I mean? They're never over. And also just a quick thought on Leonard Fournette, just to bring him out there. he looked a lot more elusive than I thought. I've been critical of Leonard Fournette. Click on the video down below, and just because a lot of people compared him to Bo Jackson, I'm like, you got to be out of your freaking mind. And they did on NFLDraftProfile.com. But overall, he looked more elusive for a bigger running back, and that was pretty good by him. But overall, guys, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Peace.